Now, another way of doing it, this is the presentation stage as we can remember it, drill and memorize. Now this method, throughout my experience, both of the methods works like a charm in the classroom. I mean, I haven't seen a student who didn't learn vocabulary or they refused learning vocabulary. All right, now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a different activity, but again, a memorable activity. And I said the same thing. Now, we're just going to get our students to repeat. That's all. Shout, repeat, it's okay. Let's do it. Apple, banana, burger, cake, chocolate, ice cream. Do it a couple of times. Minimum 3 times. Get them to repeat it, okay? So it's going to be easy for them to pronounce the words as well. So apple, banana, burger, cake, chocolate, ice cream. They see the words, right? Second step. Get the vocabulary disappear, the words disappear, and then start again. Apple, banana, burger, cake, chocolate, ice cream. Now, this is the tricky part. The tricky part. Do it a couple of more times, and then the trick comes. Get your students to memorize the vocabulary as if they were there. Now, they don't see it, but we call it the mind's eyes. When you close your eyes, you can still see the apple and banana over here. So what you're going to do is get your students to read the vocabulary or say the vocabulary as if they're there, okay? Apple, banana, burger, cake, chocolate, ice cream. Increase the challenge. And make 3 or 4 flashcards disappear. Apple, banana, burger, cake, chocolate, ice cream. And do it a couple more times. And then jumble the cards. Put it in different locations. Get them to remember. This is one of the easiest and, let's say, one of the most memorable ways of teaching grammar, vocabulary, sorry. Okay, now, and then, as I said, jumble them. All right, now, we're going to be doing VACOG modalities. This is something related with NLP. It's a great way, actually, to introduce, or if they know, practice the vocabulary. It's, in a way, 2 ways kind of an activity. What you do is, you tell your students to pick an apple. Just take an apple. Take it. Smell the apple. There's no apple, I know, but visualizing. Smell the apple. Take a bite from the apple. Get them to close their eyes and eat the apple. Okay, why do we do this? I believe you can either get your students to literally do this. You can tell them to, okay, next lesson, I want you to bring some fruit and vegetable into the classroom. Even you're doing virtually, it's okay. Or I bet every student had a bite on an apple, I mean, in their life. I mean, this is not a very expensive fruit or vegetable. I bet all of the students had a bite on an apple. So, do it virtually. What they're doing is recalling the smell, the taste, the chewing sensation, weighing the apple, just like it's there. It's a very strong method. And why it's so strong? Let's take a look at it. It is covering visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory and gustatory, something you taste. So it is all senses there. Let's take a look at the quote. I love this definition, or let's say the quote for this. You will be able to lead your students in a joyous journey of learning. Yes, it's not there, I know, but your mental picture, your mental memory is there. You have already eaten. What you're doing, you're recalling. It's a very strong recall. You'll be keeping them interested in the new ideas you are presenting, linking these ideas to their memories for comparison, and by so doing, influencing them to be in a positive state of mind, conductive for learning. So It creates a readiness, but it's also linking everything with the memory. Now, it goes with for the same thing for all of us. Now, sometimes you smell a scent. It can be freshly cut grass. It can be coconut. It can be freshly baked cookies. And it takes you to a different memory, which is not related with that moment. So one scent, one taste, or you just taste something as a, this taste, you know, it's so familiar. It takes me to a memory. So easy. It is so rooted and it's so strong. Please use this method. You will see the recalling, the, let's say, rooting of the information, the knowledge, it's becoming stronger and stronger when you connect them with their memories and their modalities, their senses. Okay, another way of introducing vocabulary, you can use this for flipping your classroom. If you want to get them to be ready for the classroom, what you can do is, this is an easy method, and maybe you know Tetrapix. What you do is you take a picture, you just cut off a mouth, and it starts talking. Of course, you're going to be vocalizing. So these are some examples from me.
Hello everyone, I am a watermelon. I'm a fruit and I am very healthy. Hello everyone.
Hello. I am bread and I am carbohydrate. I can be also very healthy, but sometimes a little dangerous.
Easily, you can flip their classroom, you can send them a video, you can get them to watch and come back into the classroom with at least they get familiarized with the vocabulary, which is a nice method. Or you can just like introduce, or you can even use this in the practice level. You can get your students to send you mini videos. Okay, now this question goes to you. What are the activities we did in the presentation stage? We did a lot of activities. We did a lot of introductive activities. What were the activities we did in the presentation stage? The answers: listen to details and match the words, remember or recall the sounds and match, uncover the flashcard, flip the flashcard, drill and memorize, vocab modalities, talking flashcards. Now, moving on to the practice stage. Tick across. Now, we taught them some vocabulary. What I always do is, even with teachers, these are my PVCs, tick and cross, and I've been using it for a very long time. Even it works with teenager students. Or they can just like put a tick or cross on a piece of paper. Okay, that's all. You just show them the flashcard, and you just ask them questions, and the only thing they will be doing is showing tick across. For instance, this is an apple, and they go like, all right, good. This is a pineapple. They go, okay, good. And all of them do it at the same time. This is a melon. Good. This is a green apple. What are we doing? How many times did we repeated the vocabulary? Minimum 3 or 4, maybe 5 times, and go on. This is a tiny watermelon. No. This is a green watermelon. There you go. And you can pick your students. They can create their own flashcards. It doesn't matter. It can look something like that. Let me see if I have one over here. No. They can create your own flashcards, and you can ask, for instance, Ayşe, pick one of your flashcards and ask it to your friends, and they can even use the vocabulary. That's a great way of practicing it. And you can do it with any kind of vocabulary. What you can do is for higher levels as well, you can read the definition, and they can just like say, all right, for instance, we're talking about an animal which is slithering. It's a chicken. They go like, What's the answer? Snake, for instance. You can just convert this activity easily, and it's a great practice. Another activity. Okay. What you're going to be doing, you're going to be showing the flashcards and get your students, because you freshly introduced them. Just show it. For instance, apple. The first one who writes the word into the chat box is going to be the winner. Or you can just divide your class into two and get your students to compete. You can select one student from each group, and you can just say, the rest of the group, you need to look at if your friend is writing correctly or not. The rest of the group will be the jury. And what's going to happen is two students type in, and the rest of the class say, or they can just show that, yes, it's correct, or no, it's not, P is missing, for instance, or L is missing. It's okay, that's okay. So this way, it's a nice way and fun way of practicing. And actually, you know, the more they practice, the more it goes into the long-term memory. And you can do it with every item you teach. It works like a charm, even with older students, teenagers. It works because you need to see if they can memorize or they can remember and they can write the right word into the chat box. It can be apple with a 1P missing. It's not apple then, it's something different. Okay, now, I know we are in the, let's say, digital era, or let's say we're doing our lessons virtually online, and it is sometimes difficult to give, especially when you want to do the practice. You want to give them some worksheets. Some students don't have printers. Even though they have printers, maybe they don't want to print it. Now, please take a look at this website. It's live worksheets. It's easy to use. You just go over there, you write. You want to teach vocabulary on animals. You want to teach vocabulary on maybe abstract words. It doesn't matter. There is a worksheet for everything. Even for CLIL, it's grammar, it can be science, whatever you want. It's endless. And you can also create your worksheets. They're, let's say, interactive. You can come over here and write the word. You can drag and you can match. There's also audio that you can implement, or they're already ready ones. Just, it's a great way of using. Even if we go into face-to-face lessons, it's still a great tool to use in the classroom. Just bear in mind. Okay, now let's take a look at production. As I said, it has to be creative. It has to be freer. So if we're talking about freer, if we're talking about producing things, now I know one thing. It's not easy for students to create sentences or longer utterances or longer chunks. So, and some of the people say, my first graders can't write anything or read anything. Well, they can, even kindergarten. Now I'm going to show you something. Combining the pre-existing vocabulary with the newly learned knowledge. Meaning, what is this? Everybody's going to say, 3, exactly. What is this? Green, yes. 3 green, what? Apples. We know as teachers, the first thing we teach is colors, and then we go with numbers. These are cliche things that we teach. Why not we are using it? Why not to extend? Why not to use this knowledge to extend the vocabulary, or like sentence building? 3 green apples. Give students tasks. Like, I want you to come up with 5 sentences, but it has to be minimum 3 words. There you go. They learned apple, but they know 3 and green. Even if they cannot write, it's still okay. They can bring the visuals together and they can read it with the visuals. Okay, moving on. On the project. Now, this is from one of our very well-known books, Power Up. There is a lovely project over here. It's not, it doesn't matter which book you're using. You can still get inspired with different material. Okay, And as you can see, you can do it virtually as well. If things will not change, if we have to go back to online, I know that soon it's going to be face-to-face lessons, but if we cannot go into face-to-face lesson and we need to continue with online, you can still do it. Make some food for the picnic. Present your food to the classroom. Have a picnic. Talk about the food at the picnic. Look, this is my sandwich. Or you can say, look, this is my picnic basket. Would you like some grapes? Can I have some oranges? There you go. I mean, I like grapes or I like oranges. Me too. Small chats, small talks, but the most important thing over here, they use the vocabulary. Another way of doing things as a production. I believe you know the platform called Padlet. This is from Padlet. I've created this board, but I've done lots of activities around it with different students and different teachers as well. What you do is you create. Every time you learn something, they can also add on top of it. It's okay, but the most important thing, what they know and how they can extend it. My favorite food is pizza. Okay, they put a visual. My favorite fruit is apple. Okay, I love making cookies with my mother. Fruits are healthy. Candies are unhealthy. I like peppers. My favorite sweet, I didn't want to say something different. I thought, like, hindering the language. That's the reason I write sweet. My favorite sweet is ice cream. Or they can do it the old school, which I still love. They can, oopsie daisy, they can create a poster and put some post-its on it. Junk food is unhealthy. Fruit and vegetables are very healthy. I like homemade burgers, if we're talking about burgers. I don't like chips. Or I like oranges and bananas. I know it sounds like a song. I don't like peppers. What do you like and don't like? And this question goes to the rest of the class. So every student can create a question around it as well, if they want to. If your students feel like they want to ask a question, which is good. Or they can say, they can pick some friends. Ali or Aisha, what's your favorite food? Or what's your favorite fruit? Which junk food is unhealthy? Then they can also create questions. But this is where they're going to be using the vocabulary, and they're going to be doing little research, of course, and they can extend the language. Now, another question for you. Why do we choose a variety of activities during the presentation, practice, and production stages of teaching vocabulary? Why? Why did we do this? Why did we do this? I mean, we've seen the 3 stages, but why did we bring a variety of activities? The answer is to create clarity. In the beginning, we're saying how to overcome difficulties. This is the thing. Create clarity. The more it's clear, explicit, the better they understand. Transferring the information into long-term memory. Think about the activities that we have done. We have done modalities, we have done repetition, we have done this and that, and at the end we have done production. Implementing real-life context. A picnic, isn't that real-life context? Even it's virtually, still it's a real-life context. Personalizing learning. What did they do? They write about their own. For instance, in the production part, I like ice cream. That's my favorite food. Junk food, I don't like, but homemade burgers. Very personalized. Touching the level and differentiation of all students. We talked about, even if they don't know how to read, they can still bring visuals. We're touching their level. Differentiation, we brought different. We did VACOG, we did VAC, visual, audio, and kinesthetic activities. And having fun. I hope you had fun. Instead of going, with the cliche methods, we are thinking out of the box. And I think the more element, the fun element we bring into the classroom, the more they're going to be engaged. And I would like to share this with you. It's a Turkish video. I shoot it for the parents. And if you go to Cambridge University Press, Turkey, and you write this evde eğlenceli kelime aktiviteleri. This is for parents. Whatever you're teaching at home, this is important at school, it has to be carried to home as well. This is very important. And if you want to really turn the knowledge into long-term memory, we know one thing. It should not stay at school. It should be carried to students' home. So this video is giving some tips to and activities that parents can do at home. If you want to share it with your parents, just watch it. And if you think it's going to be something is going to back you up in your classes, please feel free to share it with the parents as well. These activities are homemade activities. It's easy to apply and it's fun. Okay, and if you want to further the researches, here are the references, and thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with me, this is my email address, and please, I personally would love to ask you, if you apply any of these activities, and if you send me a picture, a video, or a little recording, I would be delighted. If you have any questions around anything that I've presented today, please, please, please be free to send me an email and say, I've tried it, I liked it, this one didn't work, how can we change it? I'm here for you. I know it's a tough time, it's a difficult time, but as a teacher friend, a trainer friend to you, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I would be delighted to be with you and support you. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely day, and I hope you will enjoy doing the activities in your classes. Thank you.